everyone, my name is Karen and I'm the Associate Counselor here at Plexus. Welcome to the workshop about how to prepare for AP exams. In this workshop, I will guide you through different tips that you can use in order to prepare for the AP exam successfully. And with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Let's start off with the definition of what are AP classes. AP stands for Advanced Placement. It is a program run by the College Board, which, as you may also be familiar, it is the same program that runs the SAT. These classes can be compared to introductory college level courses, meaning that once you take an AP exams, those courses can be transferred for college credit to the university that you will be attending after you graduate high school. And students receive college credit when they pass the AP exam. It might get a little confusing because some students might think that receiving a passing grade means they get college credit, but that is not the case. They only get college credit only when they pass the AP exam, which is usually given around May. Students should start studying 1 to 3 months before their test day. The more a student studies, the more confident they will feel. We recommend 1 to 3 months because maybe studying for too much, for example, let's say they start studying 6 months before their test day, they might forget the material they studied months before. So that is why 1 to 3 months is usually a perfect range. Here are some study tips. Review material after every lecture. So that is for your AP class, for your subject, you should review the material for every lecture. Like that, you will have a clear understanding of what is it about, and you can have the opportunity to ask some questions. You can also review old material while you are studying. That is, review anything that was lectured in the previous classes so you won't forget that material as well. Prioritize what you don't know. That is, if you're having any difficulty with any specific topic in that class, then you should prioritize that, do your research on it, maybe watch some videos on how to understand better, or you can even ask your teacher for some questions. Set up a study schedule. Ways you can set up a study schedule is by making a Google Calendar and by putting the specific hours you want to study on the calendar, or you can also put that on your planner as well, so you know that this is the exact time you need to study and you shouldn't be doing anything else. And finally, testing yourself. Testing yourself is always a great way to study. An example of how you can test yourself is by using flashcards. You can write what the topic is on one side and definition on the other side, and then from there you can go ahead and go through the flashcards and see if you got it right or not. Tip number 2, take practice tests. There are a ton of practice tests online. There are a ton of free practice AP tests online, which is even better. So take advantage of these online resources, start getting into the exam mentality. So that is getting into that mentality that you will be taking an exam very soon. And here are a few tips and resources that you should consider. The College Board. Because the AP exams are from the College Board, then the College Board should probably have some very similar practice tests related to the AP exam. Invest in a study book. These study books have a ton of resources that can help you, as well as practice tests and any tips and tricks that you might consider, and these study books can come from the College Board itself as well. And finally, online study guides. There are also a ton of free online study guides that you can find, maybe even through the College Board itself. So you can go ahead and check them out and see of any topics that you should consider or put some priority into studying for the AP exam. Studying is important, but so is staying on top with all the work that is being assigned in the class. That is, you don't want to forget about the homework that is being assigned as well. Studying is something separate that you have to do in order to be successful. That is, you have the homework and you have the study material that you have to do for the AP exam. And here are a few tips to help you to stop procrastinating. First, stay on schedule. As I mentioned on the previous slide, you should schedule some study hours that are specifically for studying. Maybe you can also schedule some other hours that are specifically for homework, and so on. Next, get organized. A good way to stay organized is setting a schedule. So that is, maybe you want to consider building a Google Calendar for yourself for your study hours and for your homework hours, etc. Or maybe you have some extracurriculars that you would like to add as well. So that is a good way to get organized. Or another way is having a planner as well. Next, set a deadline. Even if your homework does not have a deadline, you should still set a deadline for yourself in order for you to know that this is the day you want to complete that assignment. And finally, reward yourself. That is, every time you complete something important, reward yourself maybe by going to eat at your favorite restaurant, getting some ice cream, or anything that you like to do. Tip number 4, use your teachers and peers. Your teacher is the expert in the topic, that is, they got a degree in this topic, and your peers can help in providing a different perspective of ideas and knowledge that you may not know about. That is why it's a good idea to form study groups. Here are a few tips that you should consider. Go to your teacher's office hours. Your teacher's office hours should usually be held maybe before school starts, during lunchtime, or after school. So check with them to see what are their exact times that they are available for you to go and ask them some questions. Ask for help. Of course, you can ask for help to both your teacher and your peers. And form study groups. As I mentioned before, forming study groups with your peers is a great idea to gain more knowledge and gain a better understanding of what the topic is really about. The hardest part of studying is staying consistent. That means that even if you have a schedule for you where you have set a time for yourself to study, it is very hard to stay consistent. If students don't stay consistent, they will lose their motivation and become more susceptible to distractions. Here are a few tips to help you in staying consistent with your studying schedule. Follow your study schedule. That is, once you know the time you have set for yourself in order to study, then commit to it. Avoid distractions. Once you are in your studying place, that is maybe the library, or it could even be your room, then avoid all of the distractions that are around you, and one of the most popular distractions is your phone. So you can put your phone aside for a while, maybe put it somewhere away from you so it won't be too distracting. Set up a consistent study space. That is, you want to study in the same space all the time because you know that is a space where you can focus the best. Do not cram all of the material. That is why it's a great idea to stay consistent, and that is why it is a great idea to study everything after every lecture and review old material. Take breaks. Taking breaks is a great idea for you not to be too overwhelmed with all of the material, and it helps for you to keep an open mind all of the time. Alright, we have reached the end of this workshop. Thank you everybody for sticking around. Before I leave, I'd like to let you all know to please download our Plexus app. You can download our app on the App Store or Google Play. If you download our app, you'll be able to receive instant notifications. We'll also very much appreciate if you leave us a rating and a review. We very much appreciate all the feedback you all can give us. Next, chat with my counselor if you have any questions regarding this workshop, or if you would like to reach out about your journey to higher education. We're always happy to help in answering all of those questions as well. And finally, check out our Plexus YouTube page for more college readiness workshops. Our Plexus YouTube page is called Plexus Social Media. Thank you everybody again, and I will see you all in the next workshop. Bye.